You know, it's a difficult concept for a lot of people to wrap their head around, but the reality is, as you look around the community in which you live, you're seeing streets paved, you're seeing parking lots paved, you're seeing buildings built, and all of those use aggregate materials in order for that to happen.
Our customers depend on us, and that in turn, that's what reason we keep in business is we do whatever it takes to satisfy our customers.
We don't do the bare minimum on the specifications or the bare minimum in our work. We try to take it to the next level so that customer keeps coming back.
Step measures we take on a daily basis just to ensure that we're producing the finest quality aggregate that we can get out there to these people, and they know that. And I believe that's probably one of the biggest reasons we have repetitive customers.
Our QC department is probably the best in the region, if not in the nation.
We want a relationship with our customers. We want them to know that we're here to support them, to help their dreams become their vision, to help them be successful. Ultimately, their success equates to our success as a company.
Okay, we're starting the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And what we're looking at here is the East Quarry at Del Rapids, South Dakota. It was started roughly 100 years ago and been owned by the Everist since the 1920s.
The only one that worked at, other than me, that worked at this quarry and that was my grandfather, years and years and years ago. And he lived down in Baltic, and that's when they were running the West Quarry. And he'd walk up from Baltic and stay in a tent on Sunday night until Friday night and then walk back home, back to Baltic.
Actually, Rob Everest's grandfather and grandmother would come out here. They weren't real active in the company, but we were building the plant here and they would come out, and I always thought that was really cool. His grandmother would be up on the hills there picking wildflowers, and I thought that was cool. His dad, Rick Everist, was just one hell of a nice guy. He just couldn't beat him.
You can trust everybody from Rob and Rick right on down. The Everest family has been that way ever since I started here. Every one of them, all the way from Hubert, Grandpa Everest. He'd come around, and he'll talk to you. He's just an ordinary person like you and I.
The quarry was actually started by itself to meet local demand, and the railroad tracks and all the rail activity that you see going on did go hand in hand, as in the early days the quarry was served by the Milwaukee Road.
When I started, there were two operations, one in Iowa and one in South Dakota. And in my lifetime, which was after World War II, for that 40 years, the whole economy, the country expanded tremendously. And we took that opportunity to do the same thing. So that's where we developed several operations in different states, and then hired more people, and we grew with the country.
Whether it is back in South Dakota in the Midwest, out here in the Mountain Division, or out in California, those are the unifying principles of integrity, hard work, perseverance, treating our customers as we would want to be treated. Those are the things and the values that have been passed on and down to us, and it's a unifying thing.
It's a reputation, it's a commitment, it's an attitude of producing and delivering results. And even more than that, it's an obligation that I take and our employees all take, that we're gonna live up to the standards that have brought us to this point today. You know, sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, and we get busy. Everybody's got a lot going on, but at the end of the day, we pull together and we deliver on all our commitments.
We're located in 6 different states, but we're part of one big team, and it is a team.
I started out here 31 years ago I didn't know where I was going to head, and I started out at the bottom, and now I'm the area manager, and it's because guys like Rob and Rick have a belief in me and what I do. And I take that with me every day to work, and I try to pass that on to my coworkers, that, you know, it's a great place to work, and my heart is in this place. It has been since the first day I started out here.
My dad worked for him 42 years. I've got 34 years in. It's good to people that want to come in and show a commitment to LG Everest. They will in turn show a commitment back to you and help you grow as a human being and grow within a career.
I have cousins that have worked, that still work here. My aunt retired from here for many years as a weighmaster. My father was a loader operator here for, what, 26 years.
My father worked for LG Everest in 1957, started with him. I'm a second generation with LG Everest. My sons have worked for LG Everest off and on over the years.
It's almost, you know, unheard of that you have a family company that goes down from generation to generation to generation, and how it all got started. I think it's very important.
They have great values, which is another reason they've been around for another 140 years plus, you know. It's because if they didn't have values, integrity embedded in their family, this company would not have lasted this long at all, not in this day and age.
There are companies that relationship goes back with LG Everest for decades. Back before the turn of the century have been working with the company and continue to come back to LG Everest.
The fact that it's been in business for so long, it looks for the right employees, and when it finds the right employees, it keeps them. And that to me is probably the biggest thing about the longevity of a company, is the value that it puts in its employees.
Part of why LG Everest is special is because it is a family-owned company. You don't feel like a number. The president walks on the site and he knows your name.
Common factor, I'd say, is we try and treat them with respect. Obviously, I think people want to be treated with respect every day when they come to work. We've got several guys that have been here as long as I've been alive and enjoy it. And, you know, obviously they're still here, and I think they've been quite happy with their experience. And also we keep our eyes out for trying to recruit new people.
I've been here 15 now, and I can't imagine doing anything else, to be honest with you. I mean, I work for a family-owned company and get to do and be involved in these kinds of things.
Well, I'm proud to work here because, like I said, the employers care about the employees.
Everybody has the opportunity to show what they can do for this company every day. All they got to do is just prove it that they want to be leaders. They can be the leader that they want to be.
And if you got an idea, they're willing to listen to you. They don't say, no, you just work here. No, they take you serious, and they say, well, let's hear about this idea.
We value all input from our employees or for our management. We see a spot where we're having difficulties, we'll listen, and a lot of the employees do have a lot of input.
You could call Rob or Rick at any time with any problem, suggestion, question, even personal, and they would take the time to sit down and talk with you and try and help you out as best they could and what they could.
Yeah, I think people are proud of what we do, and we try to figure out a problem and get it solved, and it feels good when you can have a problem and get it figured out, and the whole group benefits from it.
Not necessarily out for the bottom line dollar, but looking at more at the big picture of things and striving to better our company and better the people that work for us.
Well, when I go home every day, yes, I'm tired, but I know I did my job right. I gave 100+% each day, and I know that everything was done correctly before I even leave this gate. If there's something undone, I'll stay and finish it.
With LG Everest, we're all about supporting the communities that we operate in. We let our support follow our employees. So wherever our employees are passionate about spending their time and volunteering their time, that's what we get behind and support to a large degree.
LG Everest brings a lot of income to the community. I mean, they employ a lot of people right here in Del Rapids who are able to spend their money in Del Rapids at other businesses, and they donate a lot to the community too. Lots of projects you drive around this town you see are been done and donated by LG Everest.
Oh, I think LG Everest benefits society and benefits communities by being a rock-solid employer and treating their employees and customers well. And I think that translates to society as a whole.
The culture our company has here with Everist is basically it's professionalism. We treat each other with respect. We're one big family. We watch each other's backs. We treat everything professionally and safely.
Our main focus and our energy and our first thought of the day is how can we have a higher level of safety awareness in our whatever we do. I mean, and we're crushing rock, we're loading railroad cars, we're unloading railroad cars, we're maintaining our own right-of-way and bridges. You know, there's a million different jobs within the company that all take a different skill set, all take different management and different training.
I like to think we live safety. Yeah, you know what I mean? We really promote safety and we live safety.
The values and the culture that LG is trying to put in place now is safety above production. When we have a new kid hired right off the street or whether they've got 15 years in, we train them all the same way.
All my bosses started here with a shovel to get that supervisor job or that foreman job. They're guys that have been here since high school. They started out on a shovel and they know one end of the business to the other. So you get a lot of good information for your job. We're a family, and I think the older ones help teach the younger ones and bring us along and keep us all safe.
Training is the key. We follow our training regimen and we're safe.
They want you to go home to your loved ones safely, and that's who we're working for, is our families. They're a family-oriented company. They care about people's families. They care about the workers.
LG Everist has a commitment to the environment. We follow all the rules and regulations, and more than often we go above and beyond to ensure that we do the right thing and we're good stewards of the land.
We've got water suppression systems for keeping dust in control. We actually do an air quality monitoring every 6 days. Everything that we do is on public display for public record.
It's nice to be able to walk away from a site and know that everything has been taken care of. It's good for the next use, which in Colorado is generally water storage, which is greatly needed for the growing population.
Digging these lakes and finding ways to store water in the long run is only going to help out Colorado.
As you drive in up here in the front at Fort Lupton, the pits up there are already sloped, they're reclamated, getting ready for, I believe, Aurora is going to take it over for water storage. Getting ready to do a little bit more reclamation back here, but you know, I think we do a real good job as far as taking care of the lands and the environment and wildlife or whatever there is.
It's a business that's foundation is solid. Its roots are deeply ingrained in the mining industry, and I see it going to continue on being that for years and years to come.
They've made it through the Great Depression. They've made it through all the different highs and lows of the economy, and they've thrived.
They let you have the manpower, the finances to put forth new and innovative ideas for the future.
Culture here is about doing things right. It's really just that simple. You know, we're not here trying to make a quarterly statement for some board of directors look good. What we're here for is to do the right things for the long term.
We can go back years later and say, hey, our sand is in that runway at DIA. And it's just this really cool feeling that something that you have worked on is real.
I can't imagine over the course of 140 years how many families have benefited from their association with LG Everist.
They have touched a lot of lives. They have fed a lot of families in that, and it's it's an honor to work for a company that's been around that long. That's something that a lot of companies cannot say, or even talk about. They've been bought and sold and traded and this other stuff. We're still rock solid.